It's Jill the Health Coach, and today I want to talk about indigestion and heartburn and the use of antacids. They are actually really problematic, and you need to know certain things before you continue the use of certain things like Pepcid, Prevacid, Nexium. These are all what's called proton pump inhibitors, and they do exactly what we think that we should be doing, right? Like, we think that if we have heartburn and everything, that our body's producing too much acid, so we need something to put out the fire, right? To make our body stop producing too much acid. However, it's backwards. The real reason that you have heartburn and indigestion is actually because your body's not producing enough acid. And the reason you feel that burn actually comes from the fact that you take your food in and the food's not being digested because there's not enough acid to break it down. So what happens? It sits there and it ferments. Well, what does fermentation produce? It produces gas. Gas causes things to rise. So now you've got gas that's shooting up, and that's what you're feeling. So the problem here is that, yes, these antacids and proton pump inhibitors, they can make you feel better, but you really can only use them for a short period of time. As a matter of fact, right on the label, it all says, on all of them, it's very important to note, do not use for more than 14 days. And there's a very important reason why that is. You see, we need our acid production, not just to break down the food, but you see, the acid, think about it, your mouth is a gateway, right? So you've got a lot of things coming in. So some of the things coming in might be bacteria and viruses. And guess what? The acid that your body produces, it actually protects yourself against those viruses and bacteria by zapping them and dissolving them before they get into your body. So it's super important that you do have that acid. Another reason it's so important is because it makes it very difficult for you to break down your minerals, such as like magnesium or zinc or copper or any of your minerals. And here's the problem, or iron, importantly. Here's the problem. Minerals are what? They're rocks. Well, rocks, the only way that they can get broken down is with acid. So if you suppress your body's ability to make acid, you're not going to be able to break down those minerals, and therefore you're not going to be able to absorb them. And we find that very often, for example, you've got a lot of heart attacks are actually caused by there's not enough magnesium, for example, that's absorbed by the body. And you see this a lot with people who use continuously antacids. So really what you need to do is, if you're having problems with digestion, we want to help you stimulate the production of acid naturally. And what you can do is you can do that with apple cider vinegar. I like Bragg's. It's natural, it's organic, and it has what's called the mother with it. So you don't want to have anything that doesn't have the mother in it. And basically, if you just take a teaspoon of that in a glass of water before you eat, that will help your body stimulate the production of acid. However, I would start off with 1/4 of a teaspoon. You want to start off small, because if it is irritating to you, it means that perhaps your body really doesn't have a ton of acid, and it can be a little irritating. So you just start off small and you build up, and then that will naturally help you break down your food and your minerals and all that. Furthermore, though, if you want to really help break everything down, you take what's called food enzymes, and you can take the form of protease or lipase, and these types of enzymes will help break down all the food that you eat. So please do that instead of staying on those proton pump inhibitors that can be really dangerous in the long term. So for more information, check out JillTheHealthCoach.com or visit me on my YouTube channel, Jill the Health Coach.